Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at BellisioFoods.com/careers.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Friday edition of the morning show right here on Main Street TV. And, of course, I'm here to start off your TGIF day with some friends from Chillicothe.
Yes, we're from the Chillicothe Civic Theater.
We'll have to share, don't we?
Okay. We are getting ready to put on the Beverly Hillbillies, and I brought some of the Clampets with me to see y'all.
I love this. This is so fun. So we have the cast here. Now, let's talk about your performance and where it will be and all that stuff and when.
So I'm Allison. I'm the director. Our performances will be the 9th through the 12th and the 16th through the 19th. Sorry, I keep getting the dates wrong.
No, we're fine.
And we were performing on 83 South Walnut in Chillicothe. It's just a block past the post office. And it will be a dinner theater. So you will be served a wonderful chicken and noodle dinner with mashed potatoes and green beans, a salad, and cobbler, and the show for $30.
Sold. That's awesome.
Yes, it'll be a fantastic show. And it is immersive, interactive theater. So the characters will talk to you. They'll brush by you.
Fun.
So you get to be a part of the show with us, which is what makes dinner theater really fun.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's go through and introduce everybody. And what are you playing there? What are your roles, if you will?
I'm Tom Perrin. I'm playing the role of Jed Clampett. Jed is the patriarch. And he is the one, of course, who is out shooting some food, and up from the ground comes bubbling crude. And our show does start with that part of the story, how Jed and his family relocate to Beverly Hills. So that's how our show begins.
Very good.
All right. Well, I'm Parker Tracy. I'm going to be playing the role of Jethro. Jethro is Cousin Pearl's boy that kind of drives the Clampets out to California in his truck. Jethro, he's strong. He's very muscular, very good looking. But none of the genes went to his brain.
Yeah, not the shiniest penny in the pond. Let's just put it that way.
He thinks he's a genius. Like, he thinks he's the smartest man alive. Like, Einstein times 2, he just doesn't get it.
He's just super pretty.
Hey, I mean, sometimes that's all you need.
That's right. That's right. So, okay, well, we'll do that first and then back to Jethro because I have a question about that.
I'm Bobby Butchers.
Okay.
And I am Jethro's mother, the little cutie there, Cousin Pearl. And I am the one who gets them to move to California, especially Beverly Hills.
Okay. Gotcha. So I'm trying to remember back. It's been a long time since I've watched the Beverly Hillbillies. So there is so I don't remember the Cousin Pearl and Jethro. So how is everybody related?
So Pearl is Jed's cousin. And
okay. Where's Granny come into the thing?
Granny is Jed's former mother-in-law. His wife has passed away. His former mother-in-law comes to live with him and help raise Ellie Mae after his wife passes away.
Okay, so Jethro and Ellie Mae aren't brother and sister. They're cousins.
They're cousins.
Okay. Now I'm putting it together.
Yeah.
Takes me a minute. Okay.
In the pilot, Granny was actually Jed's mother, but they decided that would make her the head of the clan, and they wanted Jed to be the head of the clan, so they changed that little detail to Granny is now the mother-in-law, and that's how our show follows also.
Okay, very good. Now that cleared it
A
all
little
up because I was trying to remember.
for you.
Yeah, there you go. So in the pilot, they're a bunch of liars, is what they are.
Well, maybe it's. I mean, they are from Possum Holler, so maybe it's his mother and his mother-in-law, which is just really
Wrong.
weird.
I know
Wrong.
it can all be the same person. It's fine. So now, in the movie or in the show or in your play, where did they come from?
The Ozarks.
Okay, all
The
right,
Ozarks.
and then moved to Beverly Hills
Mhm.
because they were rich.
Well, their homestead was on Possum Ridge in the Ozarks, and they hit this oil. Cousin Pearl becomes quite overwhelmed with the idea that they have all this money, and tries to weasel her way into moving to California with them. But they're all not very bright. Pearl is probably the most with it of the clan, and is unsuccessful in getting herself to go, but she does get her very handsome son, who she makes it very clear she thinks has a lot of sex appeal, to
Charm.
go. Yes. And yes. So while she doesn't successfully get there, she does get her son there. 'Cause the whole plan is eventually, I think, in Pearl's mind, for her to come live in Beverly Hills with
all the money.
the family. Yes.
And yeah. Okay, it makes total sense. Do you guys have a cement pond?
We refer to the cement pond often.
That's like one of the things I remember about that is the cement pond.
Yep, it's just out by them bushes yonder.
We talk about the pink chickens a couple times because you got them on your shorts.
The pink chickens.
The flamingos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got flamingo swimming trunks. They're
That's awesome.
absolutely ridiculous. They're beautiful.
I love that. So fun. All right. So, do you all have like tons of experience in theater? Have you done this a lot?
So I've done theater since high school. I did a few productions in high school, a few in college. Took a long break. My son auditioned for a show and basically said, "Mom, you're going to audition if I audition." And now he's 32 shows in, and I'm right along with him. So
Very good.
a little while, yeah.
And Allison's son got my son involved in the theater.
Let's see this peer pressure issue going on within your theater.
Well, they actually bonded over theater because Margie was singing a song from a ridiculous musical that they both like called Harry Potter Musical. And then they were at Boy Scouts, and John joined in singing with them, and they've been
Gotcha.
inseparable since.
Here we are.
So then
Yes.
John got me into the theater. So this my third production with CCT. So I don't have a whole lot of experience, but I've enjoyed what I've done so far.
Awesome. How about you, Smarty Pants?
Well, I started, my first theater experience goes all the way back to elementary school. There was this program called, I explained this on the radio earlier. There was a program called Missoula that came to elementary schools and did like these week-long productions where basically you just, you have this whole week kind of and bang out a production.
Oh, gotcha.
Like
Okay.
a little kids theater thing.
Yeah, cool.
And most of the time, if you were below 4th or 5th grade, you didn't get a role. You kind of joined in one of these groups of little singing children.
Yes.
And then 4th and 5th graders got the role. In 5th grade, I got to be King Arthur, which is pretty awesome for someone in 5th grade.
I would say so.
Then I've done it on and off for like most of my life. High school, I didn't act in anything. I filmed and edited 2 of the high school musicals for Chillicothe,
Oh, great.
Little Mermaid and
Fun.
Guys and Dolls. And then
Yeah.
I played in the pit for Hairspray. Then college, I took a role in Abundance. That's what it's called. I don't remember the name of who wrote that play, but it was a good one. And then I was more involved. I started to get more involved with the theater, and then COVID happened. Theater program got axed.
Yeah.
And now how I got with CCT was one of my friends from OUC texted me one day. He's like, "Hey, we're putting on a show at CCT. We're putting on the Mousetrap, and we need people to come out on audition. Do you want to come out and audition?"
Oh, yeah.
I was like, "Sure."
Why not?
And Yeah.
Here you are.
So now I'm doing my second show with CCT right now.
Nice. Awesome. How about you?
I've been with CCT since 2015.
Okay.
Started by mistake. They thought I was there to sell cookies, which I went ahead and did, as a nice person. And I've been there ever since.
That's hilarious.
That's actually how we met. She's my best friend, and we met through theater. So
And I directed Mousetrap.
Okay.
And Jethro here came in, and I was just like, yeah, this kid's got it.
There you go.
Hey.
Hey.
Doing a lot
And
of
he's
jazz
super
hands
pretty too.
we asked him to wear a mask so we didn't ruin the reveal.
Yeah,
of
we'll
the show.
reveal him later on. Hey, speaking of the Mousetrap, I don't mean to get away from your production, but you were talking about it. The Mousetrap is actually happening in Jackson this weekend.
Yes, and one of our dear friends, Sean Murray.
Yes.
He's playing Giles Ralston, which I guarantee you it will be an amazing show just because he's in it.
Yes.
He's hysterical, just a really, really good person. You definitely have to check it out.
Okay, and you guys promised you would not reveal anything, the killer
We will not
or
tell you who done
no.
it.
No, we will not tell you.
But
who
you will
done
be
it.
scratching your head till the very end.
Really?
Oh, yes.
That's so cool. Did why is it called the Mousetrap?
So I personally think it was because all of these people were intentionally brought together. They all have a common thread.
Okay.
And
without
without
divulging
revealing too much, there is a common thread of an incident long ago that all of these people were somehow involved in. And I think the killer was pulling his prey
Okay.
in.
So like a mousetrap.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That makes total sense.
And they also sing the Three Blind Mice song
Yes.
throughout the
Yes.
show.
Every time the murderer does something, you hear the song Three Blind Mice.
Yeah.
Because it's not always when the killer kills that you hear Three Blind Mice. Sometimes it's a move in the chess match and you hear Three Blind Mice. So
You have to pay attention.
yes.
So there's some little helpful hints about
Yes.
the Mousetrap this weekend. But don't forget, Apple City Players will be putting that on this coming weekend at the Marquee, 7 p.m. tonight and tomorrow night, 2 p.m. on Sunday. So if you're interested in that. Okay, so back to your production. And it's a dinner theater. That's so much fun.
Yes. So we finished our building about, what did we determine it was about?
2019.
2019. Okay. Our new home. It's on Walnut Street. And one of our goals has always been to do dinner theater, but the pandemic happened and things happened, and so we finally got feet on doing dinner theater. We are going to be catered by Cavalier Catering,
Okay.
which helps them fund their blue bus that they do in the summertime. So
Okay.
that's really exciting. They feed the kids during the summer.
Yes, that's wonderful.
And so it's dinner and a show, and your waiters and waitresses will be from community organizations. So we have like the Chillicothe Lacrosse team is coming out. We have the
cute.
orchestra.
There's the building.
Yeah, that's our new home. It's
Nice.
beautiful, inside and out. And so you'll have a chance to support those organizations as well, so that we're able to do with dinner theater, we're able to do a little bit giving back to the community. So that's really exciting to be able to pull the community into our community organization.
I think so. Absolutely. So it's all about community and been getting people together to do good. And I
Yes.
And
love
whatever tips that we get for that night goes to that group.
Yes.
that. Okay. Very good.
So
So they get to keep it.
Yes, yes.
Awesome.
So, like, for instance, the lacrosse team is trying to raise money for parkas because they play in the cold weather.
Yes.
So that's one of the things they're trying to do.
Okay.
The orchestra.
So
the
help 'em
Chillicothe-
out a little
Yeah,
bit.
the Chillicothe Orchestra is trying to bring in a guest director,
Okay.
so that the kids can learn from a professional director. So there's or conductor. I'm sorry. So there's a lot of different opportunities to help these
Yeah.
organizations that are volunteering their time to bring you your food and
Sure.
stuff.
So it's win-win for everyone.
Yes, definitely.
There you go.
Definitely.
So, okay, so you all are putting on Beverly Hillbillies, and it will not be this weekend. It's a couple of weeks away, and you're doing it 2 weekends in a row.
We are, yes.
So let's talk about, the story, because the Beverly Hillbillies was on TV for quite some time, I feel like. I don't know how many seasons there were. So are you pulling from the episodes, or is it just a whole different original screenplay, or how does that work?
The first act of our show is very closely based on the pilot episode.
Okay.
However, all the references to Granny's Still and Moonshine are taken out, so it's a family-friendly production.
I forgot about that.
Granny may or may not be actually sipping on moonshine during the show, but we don't talk about it.
That's awesome.
The second act and third act bring in characters from season 5, I think. Jethro's legendary sex appeal is he attracts all these girls to him and gets in this
It's not even a love triangle. It'd be like a love
quadrangle.
love multi-angled.
It's just a whole lot of loving going on.
And boy, are they all different.
Yes.
Okay. That's so funny.
And then the villains of the show also come, I think, from season 5. So
Okay.
There is a bit of a reveal with that, so we won't say much about
Okay.
the villains.
You just got to come watch.
Yes.
Very good.
One of the villains is not obvious from the beginning, so we want to make sure that it's...
We're going to keep you in suspense.
There's a aha moment with this show, too.
Just like that. I'll bet Jethro never did figure it out, did he?
No, Jethro never figures it out.
No.
But he's
Not at all.
super pretty, so it's fine.
but Jed and Granny figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
They get it all taken care of.
Granny is much more with it than the show would lead you to believe.
Yes.
So, Granny kind of plays along with what's going on, but from the beginning, she makes it clear that she doesn't think everything's on the up and up.
She knows.
She knows.
Granny knows.
She knows, and she's got her eyes and her hands on everybody she needs to have her eyes and hands on, and
You
She
can
gonna
learn a
give
lot
a-
from Granny.
she's gonna give a little bit of mountain justice too. So that's fun.
Plus, she makes some moonshine, but we're not going to talk about that.
We also learn what Granny's first name is.
Yes.
I don't know how many people know that. And I'm not going to reveal
I was
that
going
here,
to say we're not
but,
going to tell you because you have to come see the show.
Yes, you will. You will get to learn Granny's first name. That's a funny moment. Very funny moment.
Good. So, about how long will the show run?
We're anticipating it being about 3 hours with food because there will be 2 15-minute intermissions to serve your food
Okay.
or serve your dinner and then serve your dessert. So
Okay.
it is a little bit longer than a normal show, but you don't have to go to dinner before because
That's
dinner
the
is
thing. I
during
mean,
the
you're
show.
you're doing
Yeah.
all of the things that you would normally do there.
Yes.
So
yes.
yeah.
So,
So that's awesome.
but we would love for you to go support somewhere local, have a couple drinks before you come have
Yeah.
a good time,
Yeah.
and then come eat with us. So
Love that. And will Granny be passing out any of her moonshine there?
that's to be determined. We will be serving pond water as a drink choice.
Oh, cool.
That's what most people not from Possum Holler call a Arnold Palmer. We call it pond water, yeah, because it kind of looks like
Yeah.
the pond there.
I could see that.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we do have a lot of exciting things coming up with Civic Theater.
Yeah.
So here in just a week or two, we have auditions for Grease coming up.
Fun.
That is for 14 to 25-year-olds. If you're interested in that, check out our Facebook page. The wonderful Amanda Harper will be directing that. She's simply amazing. Tons of professional experience. So if you have a young person that's interested in theater, she is the person for them to work with. And then over the summer, we have Cinderella the musical coming up.
Okay.
That will be directed by Todd Tinker, also a wonderful professional
How
to work
fun.
with. And then in the fall, we have Arsenic and Old Lace coming up.
Okay.
And I forgot, over the summer, we will have Aristocats for
Yes.
the kids. That's our kindergarten to 8th grade show.
Cute.
Make sure if your kids love theater, I believe Savannah Harlow is directing that. Also a wonderful, amazing with the young kids person for your kids to work with. And then in Christmas, we will be having The Sound of Music. That director is still to be determined,
Okay.
but it will be our holiday show this year.
Very good.
So
Yeah, we had a debate about that, whether The Sound of Music is a Christmas movie or not.
that is a big debate.
It is. It's kind
so-
of like Die Hard.
Yes.
Same thing.
yes. That's,
Same argument, different movie.
I think Christmas had to take place somewhere over the course of that time period, but it's definitely not highlighted. Phenomenal musical though. Like,
Yeah,
it's a
it's
classic.
wonderful.
So, and with the talent that Chillicothe has, it will be amazing, I'm sure.
I would say you're right. Well, if you need anybody to fill in for Grease, I have no problem singing every word to every song and or every word to the dialogue from every character.
All right,
Because
Amanda, you heard it here.
I haven't. Trust me when I tell you, I have seen Grease about 3,052.6 times.
And the musical is slightly different. Not much, but there's a little difference. So you may have some new songs to learn.
It's okay. I'll just pull out the old ones if I have to.
I think she's signing up. And actually, Grease will have a special appearance. The gentleman playing Teen Angel, it's an adult part.
Okay.
So if there's adults in the teen shows, they just select the adult. And that will be played by her husband, Matt Harper, who is also an incredible professional.
Very good.
So
there you go.
great
See, lots of
experience
fun.
for your kids.
Lots and lots of fun things coming up for your theater. So we're excited to see what y'all are going to get into. Okay, so how do people get tickets?
Our website is cctoh.org. There's a button that says the Beverly Hillbillies. You click that, it'll take you to our ticket website.
Okay.
You can request the regular meal or a vegetarian meal.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it'll be
That's
a
good.
vegetarian vegan choice.
Okay, great.
We're not sure what they're going
What
to
it
serve
is,
yet, but
but-
there'll be something.
Okay, great. So you do have that choice there. All right, and then I saw Dylan. You posted. Somebody put something about the Beverly Hillbillies, but it was up too fast. I didn't read it.
They had 9 seasons, 1962 to 1971.
9 seasons, 62 to 71. Interesting. I didn't realize there were that many seasons.
Yeah, and it actually switched from black and white to color like mid of that.
Kind of like Gilligan's Island
Yeah,
too. I feel
yeah.
like they did that.
Yeah, and you'll see little quippets of little Easter eggs of things that we took from the show and things that are ours. So that'll be a
Super
lot of
fun.
fun. Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
Very good.
And tickets are selling pretty
Very
quick.
Yes.
Okay, so you need to get your tickets now
Yes.
if you
Yes.
want to come to the production.
Tickets have been on sale for a little over a week, and we are over 200 people already coming. So
Oh, great. Okay.
tickets are going really, really fast. So I highly suggest you get them soon. If we have tickets available to sell at the door, we will sell them, but that's a pretty big if because they're going
Okay.
very fast.
So you just need to go ahead, go online. There is the website there that Dylan put up for you. You can just go online, purchase those tickets, and that way you know that you have them.
yes. Yeah, that'd
And
be
you'll have a
wonderful.
great meal as well. So
Yes.
that'd be so fun.
Yes. Great meal, lots of fun.
Yep. All of that. Very cool. All right. Is there anything else? I'll let you guys get out of here. I know you're busy today. Anything else you want to tell our viewers?
Well, we'd like y'all to come and set a spell and come see our show.
And y'all come back now, you hear?
You hear? You hear? How about you, Jethro?
Oh, we were still talking?
Yeah.
He must have fallen asleep.
Yeah.
He put his brain into
He
autopilot, sir.
is super pretty. Just remember that.
Keep that in mind.
Just keep it in mind.
Yep.
Sometimes the good Lord just gives us, different assets.
Talents.
Yes. All right. Well, get out of here, guys. Enjoy your weekend, and thank you for stopping by. We
All right,
greatly
thanks for having
appreciate
us.
you.
Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Yeah, come back and see us anytime you have something fun going on.
Absolutely.
We will.
Thanks so
Love that.
much.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. While they're switching out, Dylan, can we do the weather forecast? Because it is a crazy, crazy forecast. Once again, today is Friday, which means partly cloudy skies with highs. Of course, we had 80 degrees yesterday. It is going to be 47 today as a high. Lows all the way down to 29 overnight tonight. Also, tomorrow on Saturday, though, a little bit warmer, partly cloudy, highs of 53, lows of 32. And then on Sunday, back up to around 59 degrees and 42 for the low. And then right back to Monday, we get some rain in the forecast, but we also we'll be back up to 68. So we can't argue with that. We'll take it. Okay.
We could argue with it.
We could argue with it.
We
Are you going to
probably
argue with
shouldn't.
68?
No.
I didn't figure.
Man,
All
it
right,
was so
so-
nice yesterday.
James and I did it again.
We did.
Oops, we did it again.
Yep. Casual Friday, baby.
We need to get different sweatshirts.
No. I like being twins.
Just being twins.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, no, the next time I wear this sweatshirt, I'm gonna bring in my Karate Kid wig, and we will totally be twins.
Mm-hmm. Or I'll get Rodney's Jennifer wig.
Jennifer wig, yeah.
Yeah.
We should
Either
do
one.
that like every other week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like
back
just
and
switch
forth.
places.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting episode.
It would be. I don't know if I can get my energy quite to your level. I could try though.
Just blab a lot. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that I can push any buttons over there to make anything work either. So
Neither can I half the time, so it's fine.
yes, you can. Hey, you know what we need to do?
Give the cycle search clue.
We need to give the cycle search clue. Day 5 of the 2023 cycle search. And we have the clue right here, and I'm going to read it for you. Are you all ready? Are you listening out there? Okay, here we go. We've made it to Friday, the end of the work week. Gather your thoughts and continue to seek.
Mm.
You see you catching up anything in there?
I mean, I pretty well figured out where it's at already.
Do you
but
know?
Yeah, but I
Okay.
don't want to say.
Okay.
Because I'm not allowed to win. So
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
not
wanna- I
allowed
don't
to
want to
win
give
either.
it away.
I was excited I got to sit on the thing though. Like
That's
sit
true,
on
you
the
did get to
four-wheeler.
sit on it.
Yeah. That's the closest we get to winning.
Yeah. Talking about
Very
Beverly Hillbillies, another show of that era, Happy Days.
Yes.
Wasn't that Fonzie's saying, sit on it? Didn't he always tell people to sit on it?
I don't know, did he?
Am I imagining?
Hey, he
Dylan,
said "Ay" a
Dylan,
lot.
do you know what Happy Days is?
I've heard the name Fonzie.
Okay.
Okay,
He
if he's
kind
heard
of
of
knows who Fonzie is. Yeah, he said sit on it, right? Tell us in the comments. Fonzie said sit on it, right?
I don't know, did he?
I think
I don't
so.
remember that.
He'd always say, sit on it, Ralph. Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm positive.
How in the heck did you watch Happy Days?
It was on a lot when I was a kid.
Was it?
Yeah, because like there was a big like resurgence of like 60s, 70s TV
Thank
when
you,
I was
Nick
a
at
kid.
Night and
Yeah, well,
Nickelodeon.
Nick at Night,
Yeah.
TV Land, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
there's a big resurgence of like, you know.
Do you know what I bet? I'll bet you if they brought those shows back again, there would be a whole new generation of people watching them.
Oh, I don't know.
It's like the Golden Girls.
I
You-
don't,
Yeah.
I don't think our generation has the attention span
Yeah.
to watch anything other than TikToks.
It's true.
That might be,
Yeah.
but I'll bet you there would be people out there watching.
I bet it would be a big social media thing. There'd be like people recording, like, "Oh my God, look what's on TV!" LOL.
Yeah. It just be a
LOL.
bunch of people like, okay, guys, I'm watching this old show
Exactly.
called The Beverly Hillbillies.
It's
It's
so
about
cool.
these hillbillies that move to Beverly Hills. It's like OMG. That would be what it is.
That's exactly what would happen.
But hey, this is a funny story. So speaking of older shows, this one's not quite as old. But I had to sign up for Paramount Plus to watch the Bengals AFC Championship game.
Yes.
And part of
goody! Now you can watch all the Yellowstone.
I can. Well, my free trial ends like tomorrow, so
We'll get on
I'm
it
running
then.
out of time. But so it has like live TV in it in the Paramount app, and I was like, man,
Okay.
I haven't watched like live TV in a long time. I'm gonna turn that on and just like flip channels because it's been so long since I've done that.
Wait, how do you do that?
There's just a tab that says live.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
But-
I'm gonna look.
Okay, but anyway, so I was doing that and I found MacGyver. And I watched an episode of MacGyver, and I
So
think
funny.
it was the Halloween special. And dude, it was hilarious. It was so funny. I forgot how insane that show is.
Yeah,
So
it's so dumb.
so 2 days later, completely unprompted, I tell nobody this story about watching MacGyver and getting such a kick out of it.
Yeah.
I go down to my parents' house to have dinner a few days later, and my cousin had, I don't know if he just found this or what, but he had gifted me the complete first season of MacGyver on
Nuh-uh.
DVD.
That's so funny. Oh my
So
god.
I hadn't seen it in, since I was a little kid, but yeah.
Why is it saying Paramount Plus would like to use your current location to determine if live TV is available in your area?
I don't know. Probably some geo
Should I
fencing
hit
licensing thing.
Allow while using app?
Yeah, that's what I would normally do. That way it can't.
Wait. Wait, this is like magic. No. Wait.
What are you watching? Is that a game show?
I don't know. It just started playing something.
Honestly, it never really clicked to me that Paramount Plus has live TV. Like I knew it had like a TV thing, but like what kind of channels does it get? Can I go to like any channel in the world? That's
Paw
like, such a
Patrol's
great
on.
deal.
It's not real channels. It's all just
It's
They
just-
have a CSI channel.
yeah.
Star
it's like,
Trek channel.
Right.
I
It's
guess
like
that's
a
kind of cool.
yeah. It's just like just plays random episodes of Star Trek.
Wait. 90s sitcom channel.
This is way
24/7
less
laughs.
impressive
Cheers
now.
is on right now.
All right, so we're just gonna sit here and watch Cheers for the next half hour.
Wait, let's
So-
see if it comes on. Watching. It says I'm watching it. It's
That's Kincaid Day, not Sam Malone Day, man. What an ego.
You just called
We
me
need a
an
laugh
idiot?
track for this.
I was
show.
gonna say if I don't get a laugh track, it would be really sad. Okay. I did not know there was live TV on Paramount Plus.
There is, and they've got MacGyver.
So if I pull it up on my TV, is it does it do live TV as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Anywho,
I am curious about this. Is MacGyver the show that has David Hasselhoff in it?
no, that's Knight
Bay-
Rider
Oh, I was
Oh,
gonna say
okay.
that's Baywatch.
or Baywatch, but Knight Rider was way first.
No, MacGyver's the one that he like makes bombs out of paper clips and stuff.
Yeah, he like gets
Oh,
himself
yeah,
in all
I've
these
heard of that guy.
situations, and then
Have
like,
you heard of? Or no, he
Yeah,
doesn't know what
he's-
Saturday Night Live was. I was going to ask if he'd heard of MacGruber, but if he's not heard of Saturday Night Live,
now
he's
that
probably
you
not heard of
explain that. I know who
MacGruber.
MacGyver is because that's
Okay.
used as like a reference all the time. Like people being like, "Oh, you're MacGyver."
Yeah, I'm gonna MacGyver this
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Cool.
sure.
Dude, his hair was incredible.
Was it very luscious?
Oh my! I mean, it's just like this blonde, spiky mullet thing.
I can't.
How
even-
How was that ever
cool?
cool?
I don't think it ever was. I
Oh,
think
but
people just
everybody
thought it was.
everybody had their hair like that. I mean, nobody had it as good as MacGyver, but man,
All right, now you have to pull it up because I can't remember what it looked like.
yeah. See,
Okay, yeah,
yes.
I can do that.
look
Yeah.
for MacGyver's mullet. I think like as the show went on, his hair got a little bit more conservative.
Yeah.
But in the episode I watched, it was just like
Who played-
Chef's Kiss.
Oh,
I don't know what the guy's name was.
Yeah, it's
He's
not like-
MacGyver.
yeah. So you want to talk about somebody that's stereo cast? Like,
Mhm.
I mean, will go down as MacGyver forever.
Oh, yeah, I'm
like he will be
sure-
nothing else.
yeah, I'm
other
sure
than
the
that.
only thing he ever played after that was like parodies of MacGyver.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like Adam West. How, like the only
Yeah.
thing he ever did after that was like Batman parodies.
stuff.
Yeah.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I'm about to put it up.
Okay. I'm so excited.
It's great radio as we
This
just
is-
as we just sit here
We're
quietly
waiting.
waiting for a picture of MacGyver
I'm
to
trying
appear
to
on the
think
screen.
of like the ones. What was the one that my dad used to watch all the time?
Matlock,
Oh, there he is.
man. See,
No, it was Walker, Texas
Walker,
Ranger.
Texas. Yeah, Walker was a big one like that. Yeah, they do just straight up do not make TV like that anymore.
No.
But yeah,
Okay, there's MacGyver
Yeah, his
and
hair-
his
You
mullet.
said like how other people kind of did that style. This just popped up when I searched him up.
oh my god,
Ah!
I can't read what it says under the picture.
Business.
Business in the front,
let's
party in the
not read
back.
That, no. But, yeah.
Anyway,
He's like, at least he stopped himself before he said something completely inappropriate. Oh, shoot. All right. Well, it is the weekend. It is Friday.
mm-hmm.
What the heck are you doing this weekend?
I don't
Dylan's
know.
cracking himself.
I don't know
up
what I'm
over there.
doing this weekend.
You don't?
I'm not sure.
You don't
I think
have
I'm
a
taking it
plan?
pretty easy. Oh no, you know what I am doing this weekend? I will be setting up at the Parks Edge Event Center Bridal Expo.
Oh, is that this weekend?
It's this Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's from 1 to 4. So I do wedding videography. So I'll
Yes.
have a table there. So if you're
Cool.
getting married in the next year, looking for a videographer, you can come chat with me there. But there will be Andrea's bridal will be
Mhm.
there. Lots of different cool things.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
cool. And you can see you can, it's kind of like a one-stop shop, and everybody's coming to you instead of you chasing everybody around trying to plan things for your wedding. And trust me when I tell you, when they say it takes a year, it takes a year to plan a wedding. You don't understand why it takes a year to plan a wedding, but it does. So, all right. So come see James on Sunday.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Very good. Don't forget the Mousetrap going on this weekend at the Marquee.
Yeah.
So you can check that out. We were invited to work a really cool beer festival at Combustion Brewing, and they are in, I think, officially Pickerington,
Okay.
perhaps. And, all the beer festivals are basically fundraisers for something. So it's pretty cool. There'll be, I don't know how many breweries there are, probably about 10 different ones. You can
Okay.
buy tickets. You can come in, try some 6 Cents beer or some of the other beers of local breweries, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Sounds fun.
Have a lot of fun working those events, just because you get to meet so many different
I'm
people, and
Yeah.
but you get to promote your own stuff, but also get to try everybody else's while you're there too. And 99.9% of these are all for good causes, and they raise money for charities and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that'll be tomorrow if you're interested.
Check it out.
So I do know something that's happening tomorrow.
What?
The JCS, or I guess JHS band, is doing like a concert, and I think it's at the middle school, and it's just like they do like 3-4 concerts like during the second semester of the school year.
Oh, okay.
And I think this is like the first one, and then there'll be another one like Tuesday, and then like 2 more later in the year.
Are you in that?
I am. I'm one of like the only trumpets for that. Like, we used to have like a bunch of first trumpets, and now it's just me and some other guy.
Me and some other guy.
Do you not know his name? Like,
It's a
Jackson High
pretty
School.
small
Jackson
school.
High School is not that big, Dylan, that you would not know the only
I
other
do.
person in the trumpet
I
section.
do know his name. His name is Colton.
All right. Do you think Colton would appreciate you referring to him as some other guy?
He would find it hilarious.
All right. Fair enough.
God help us all.
So this show is Jennifer, myself, and some other guy.
Some other guy over there pushing buttons.
Also, we do have an answer about Fonzie.
Oh, we do. Fonzie rarely said sit on it was said frequently by others, particularly Joni, who first said it to Ralph.
All
Okay.
right. But isn't there like one where somebody tells Fonzie to sit on it, and that was like, oh, someone said it to Fonzie, and it was like such a big like clap back at the time.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
That whole show, Happy Days, is a little bit weird if you think about it. I mean, you had this like older dude that just like
Hung out with teenagers.
hung out with teenagers. Yeah.
Hmm.
A little bit weird.
I guess.
He was super cool though.
Yeah.
What did he always say?
Hey. Yeah.
Now I feel like I need to go home and watch the Beverly Hillbillies and all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Happy Days.
Yep. Well, anyway, getting off the classic TV theme for the episode. So yesterday we had kind of an interesting day.
Yes.
U.S. Representative, gosh, put me on the spot. Brian Winstrip was here in Jackson. I drew a blank on his first name.
Some other guy.
Yeah.
Name's some
Brad.
other
It's
guy.
not Brian. I knew I was
Brad
going to say it wrong.
Winstrip.
It's Brad.
Yeah.
I apologize. So he was in town. We went to a few different places with him.
Oh, cool.
And Philip Buffington sat down with him and did a quick interview with him while
Great.
we were here touring Main Street TV. And he talks about the train derailment in Northern Ohio.
Awesome.
He talks about finding ways to be bipartisan in Congress. And a few other things. So we have that interview that Phil Buffington did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. And we're going to play that here.
And we'll play that now, and then we'll be back in
Okay.
a few minutes.
The number one question that we had was, how would you assess the state and federal response to the train derailment in East Palestine?
Well, I'd say it's disappointing in many ways. You had a lot of people involved that made the decision to do the slow burn. I can't decide myself whether that was the appropriate thing to do or not, but you had local firefighters and you had the EPA from surrounding areas and the U.S. EPA as well as Ohio and Pennsylvania. They made that decision. My concern, one, I'm grateful, one, that no one has died immediately, I
Right.
would say, and I
Right.
think it's fair to put it that way, because of the toxicity of so many things that were released. We still don't know. Reportedly, 3,500 fish were estimated have died, so that tells you something about what may be going through the environment, the safety of our water, the safety of our air, all of those things that come into play. And very disappointing that you didn't have high-level officials on the ground immediately. And it doesn't seem like there's like a standard operating procedure for something like this.
Right.
In some defense, what I've read is 99.9% of all hazardous material that's shipped by rail makes their destination without a problem. That's a pretty good record,
Oh, yeah.
but when you have that 0.1% and that many lives can be affected by it, obviously it's an important thing. So it didn't seem that there was an immediate response from the federal government in the way that you would hope. Sometimes it seems like the EPA can be there for a lot of things that maybe impede your progress in some ways.
Yeah.
But when you actually need their help, how much of it was really there? But I do give a lot of respect to the community and how the whole nation is paying attention to this, praying for the people in that area. And it was interesting to see former President Trump go there. And really, that's, I think, maybe what has inspired the transportation secretary to show up yesterday.
What really surprised me was the fact that these rail cars can be considered empty and still have up to 500 gallons of any particular substance that they might be transporting. I found that fairly interesting too. We found that from our emergency management director here this week.
Yeah, I mean,
unaware.
it's like anything else. When you empty a bottle, there's still some water still in there. Or something,
Just the
right?
larger container.
That's a pretty high amount that you would think. And so I don't know if they're going to change the standards after this for, maybe very good reasons. It seems to me that, you can vacuum it out or should be able to have the technology to vacuum it out. So lessons learned like anything else. And I'm not trying to be overcritical until we get all the facts on the ground of what actually happened, what led to it. They talk about some overheating taking place, and maybe that led to the problem. Let's get all the facts on the ground, and I don't want to accuse too much. But, in a situation like that, you do want to see leadership present and not just from afar talking about it. I think it makes a difference to the people for their morale to know that someone really cares and will address the situation as they're required to do or should be doing.
Okay. And I'll just go to our next question. So in your mind, what is the number one priority for the new congressional term?
There's many number ones, and because they've been brewing for a few years, so it makes a difference when you're in the majority, obviously. I sit on the House Intelligence Committee, so there's a lot of things I've always been working about when it comes to our national security, for sure. And that encompasses a lot of things, but I've had some focus, especially since COVID, going through the Intelligence Committee on the health of America and the safety of America. So we also have a doctor's caucus, and there's about 18 of us on the Republican side in the House of Representatives. So origins of COVID, the effects of COVID on our health, that has been very, very important. Out of all of that, besides just trying to figure out the origins of COVID, China's role in all of this, it's important that we know the origins if we're going to be able in the future to try to predict a pandemic, to prepare for a pandemic, and hopefully protect ourselves and prevent one if possible. So the Speaker has set up a select subcommittee that he's asked me to chair. And this will encompass everything to do with the pandemic. So the effects on the economy, the programs we put in place to try and get us through it economically, waste, fraud, and abuse that may have occurred and has occurred. Unemployment insurance is a classic one. So between this subcommittee and Ways and Means Committee, I'll be working on that because I'm also on Ways and Means Committee. And so the fraud is a great concern through us there. But everything to the origins of COVID and what we want to do in the future, the role of our agencies Did they function efficiently? Do we need to change how our agencies work, like the Food and Drug Administration, the CDC, all of those things? So it's an after-action review, lessons learned, path forward, and hopefully a pathway to having preparedness and readiness at its peak. Again, I concern about our national defense and our health overall. So let's parlay that into the health of America. Often in America we say healthcare, and people immediately think about their insurance plan and whether they have access or not. I want to focus on the health of America. What are our problems? What are our things that would put people at risk? We often talk about, in the United States, except for overdoses and suicides, you can live a pretty long time.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things, you break it, we can fix it. And that's good stuff. But how do we prevent some things? Or how do we take people that have chronic illnesses and keep them as healthy as we possibly can for as long as we possibly can? For those that are just looking at healthcare in terms of dollars and cents, you're going to save a lot of money when you prevent things.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to save a lot of money when you keep people healthy. And I think that's where our focus needs to be. So we want to drive towards new innovations and cures. I look at how we have a cure for hepatitis C. I never would have thought we'd have something like that, right? And immediately the reaction from so many was, well, that's pretty costly treatment. And it is. A lot of times those treatments, the costs come down. But think about what you spend when you don't cure it.
Right.
And that's where the real savings comes in. So as we look at health and so many other things, we have to look for the return on investment. And so, we may spend a fair amount to cure you of hepatitis C, but you're not looking for a liver transplant. And you're not being hospitalized over and over again from the illnesses that can come forward from that. So that's just how we have to think and move forward as far as health. Always concerned with economic development. I think that there's nothing better for someone's psyche and everything else if there's a job associated, that you get up with a purpose every day. And the reason I say that too is something that we can look with our veterans. A lot of times you have people that have served in the military and every day they wake up with a purpose and there's a team waiting for them that needs them and they're part of something bigger than themselves. And if they get out and they have nowhere else to go, that's when the spiral starts going downward.
Yeah.
I'd like for us in the military, for example, to start from day one. You're talking to a recruiter. Oh, what do you want to do in the military? I'd like to do infantry. Okay, well, here's what's involved with that. Let me ask you this. What do you want to do after you're in the military?
Mm-hmm.
And can this be the pathway to your next career? Because even if you stay 20 years, there's usually another career waiting for you if you play your cards right. So let's work on that as a country and really help those that serve the country. So that's where economic development comes in and jobs. And you saw with the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act before COVID, we had no inversions. Companies were not leaving the United States. More companies were coming in. We had more people employed than ever before, especially in minority categories. And so things were humming along pretty well till COVID hit us. And so how do we get back to that? The other thing that we recognize through COVID is we have a dangerous supply chain. Yes. And we are now fully aware that we rely too much on China for too many things that affect our health, generic medications, all of these types of things. We saw that with masks and medical supplies. Right. We have to be very cautious and we have to be smart about bringing industry back into the United States, put Americans to work, have a good domestic supply chain that we can count on, not just one place here or one place there, but a good domestic supply chain. And that's across the board. And I encourage any business to take a look at where you get things. We're doing this in the military now, right? And trying to figure it out and then deviate away from it. But know where you get the things that you need for your job to go forward, for your company to survive, and make sure that you have ample access to everything that you need, especially in manufacturing.
And so and just to call back to that a little bit, the tour prior to this interview at PQM, what are some of the first steps that we can take at the state or federal levels to, as you had mentioned, with the FDA, for example, to in some instances, like with the approvals that Mr. Stockmeister, and his team are seeking, and the hurdles they've had to jump through, and the rejections, and not being able to, fix a minor mistake, have to start all over again in the process, start all over on the tests, etc. What are some of the first steps that we would need to take at the government level to make these agencies less adversarial to the process to improve our supply chain situation?
Well, I think one of the first things you can do is invite your congressman in
Mm-hmm.
to your facility and discuss the problems that you're having with the federal government, which is what we do on so many fronts. Whether it's constituent service, if they're having a problem with the VA, the IRS,
Right.
with Medicare, whatever, they call our office, and we try to be the conduit between the federal agencies or government component that we're struggling with. I was talking about that subcommittee. We're going to look at the CDC. We're going to look at the FDA. We're going to look at, say, things like how long does it take to get certified or permitting for things? And can we speed those things up? Because we've got to, otherwise we're going to fall behind the rest of the world. And we have to be better at it. And maybe we need more people to process things, but we got to figure that out. So the awareness that you can get to your member of Congress, I think, is the first start. We're here, boots on the ground with you. We see what the situation is, and then we want to hear what the result has been on the other end so we can intervene, try and speed the process up, or make changes within an agency that can make things better.
Okay. And what are you already asked you that? How can bipartisan progress be made when it seems as though Republicans and Democrats are just unable to meet anywhere in the middle?
Yeah, I would say that that's not as true as you might think. There's so many things I've gotten done in a bipartisan fashion. And just going to that select subcommittee, for example, when Speaker McCarthy asked me to chair that, I immediately called a Democrat physician who I've worked with on many bills. We came in together 10 years ago. We get along. We know where we differ politically, but we know what we can get done. We've worked on things like the Mission Act for our veterans and things in healthcare, the No Surprises Act. We were co-chairs of the Burn Pit Caucus, the burn pits that have affected many of our veterans in theater from toxicities there again. So I called him right away. I said, try to get on this committee. As a matter of fact, try to be ranking member. And he got it. And I went to the new leader of the Democrat Party, and I thanked him for putting him on because I think we can proceed together well. But it happens more than people know. Most bills are bipartisan. They get through. What we found in the last couple of years especially is things weren't going through committee. When they go through committee, then you usually come to a bipartisan conclusion. I'm on Ways and Means, for example. There's very few times that we present a bill that's within our jurisdiction that we don't make it bipartisan from the very beginning. That you have, but people don't see that, right?
Right.
But the problem is, too, when you have bills that are coming down from the White House to, say, Nancy Pelosi, and then brought to the committee rather than the committee creating the bill and bringing it up to the White House, that's where things go awry, and that's where they become very partisan. And I think America's seen enough of that. And I hope that we can proceed better now that we have the House and the Senate still on the Democrat side. So, things are going to have to be done in a more bipartisan way. And hopefully we'll see that and get some good results for the country.
And that was
Cool.
that was Telegram Associate Editor Philip Buffington
Thanks,
with
Phil.
U.S. Representative Brad Winstrip. We'll have a little bit more about his visit to Jackson probably next week when we do news with Pete. Maybe Phil will come in and talk about it too.
Sure.
But yeah, so thanks, Phil, for doing that for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's always nice when, your representative remembers that we're here.
Yeah.
So that's good
Mhm.
that they come to visit the area and all that.
Yep.
So cool. Did you get to meet him too? You went around, you said?
Yeah, we got to so we visited the Phoenix Quality Manufacturing Plant where they make the face masks. So we took a tour of that plant, and then he came here and took a tour of the radio stations in the Stockmeister Plaza.
Cool.
So we got to spend a couple hours with him yesterday afternoon.
Very good.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for coming down.
Yes.
That's
indeed.
a great thing. All right. Well, what else we got going on?
I do have some news that I totally forgot about till just now.
Okay, Dylan's
So-
got. I mean, that other guy's got some news.
That other guy's got some news.
I'm going to pull it up on my phone here so I can give you the exact details. But my
Okay.
esports coach, Mr. Siders, is holding a invitational for anyone that just like, I think
An
it's either from,
invitational.
an invitational
I
game.
think it's invitational.
Invitational?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he's holding an invitational. And
Good
it's
job,
on
Dylan.
March 10th, the Jackson High School Esports Invitational from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the Jackson High School Commons. They will be holding Smash Bros. Individual games, Rocket League Teams of 2, Magic the Gathering Individual, and Chess.com Individual. And all you have to do is email esiders@jcs.
I'm gonna take you down at Smash Brothers one of these days.
Well, maybe this can be your chance.
I'm probably not
I mean,
gonna
I'm-
make it this time, but I'm gonna take you down someday.
I mean, I'm not sure if it's just for students or anyone. He
Oh.
didn't really specify, but
Okay.
Oh, well. I mean, old guys are allowed too. Old guys like
Yeah,
Smash
I'll go
Brothers
in like
too.
I'll go in like Fonzie and be like, "Hey, I want to hang out with these
Hey.
teenagers."
You don't hang if you got to wear a leather jacket if you do.
Hey.
Hey.
Push my motorcycle up.
Yeah.
Did you know that Henry Winkler did not know how to ride a motorcycle?
No.
He was cast as Fonzie. Had to help him like push it in because he didn't know how to do it.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
Henry Winkler's the best.
Yeah, he's pretty
He
good.
was like so miscast as Fonzie. I mean, he nailed it, and he was so famous for that role. But like,
But that's not
that is not
how he
him
is.
at all.
I mean, you want to talk about someone that actually has to act every, time instead of just
Yeah.
being you. Like,
Have you watched Barry?
no.
So it's a good show. I mean, it's dark, but it's a really good show. So that is what is it? I always forget his name. It was on Saturday Night Live. The guy that played Stefan on SNL.
Okay.
Gosh,
I
why
don't
can't I
know.
remember? I always forget his name. He was in Superbad. He was one of the police.
Yes.
Anyway, so he's a serial killer.
Okay.
It's kind of like a comical version of Dexter, sort of.
Okay.
And so he is, gosh, why can I not remember his name? But so he is he's not really a serial killer. He's like a hitman, I guess.
Okay.
More so than a serial killer. But he is like reformed and he wants to like get out of the like
Out of the life.
out of the life, and he decides that he wants to be an actor. And Henry Winkler plays his acting coach.
And it's
it-
called Barry.
It's called Barry. Character's name's Barry. Gosh, what is his name? Why can I never remember his name? But it is really funny. I believe it's on HBO. But yeah, it's it's very dark, but it's very funny.
Very good.
all right. I
Yeah, but
figured it
Henry
out.
Winkler won a couple Emmy Awards for it. If you did,
Okay.
It is only for students, so sorry, James.
dang it!
Aw,
But it is
man.
free
Bill
for
Hader,
students,
that's his name.
So.
Okay. You know what? I don't understand why you haven't brought in your gaming thing so that I can try to learn how to play this stuff and
We're
be
gonna
cool
do it
like
one of
you
these
guys.
days.
Yep, whatever
Yeah.
day you want, I'll
Yeah,
bring it in.
We'll figure it out.
Because you guys are like start talking about all this geeky stuff and I don't know what you're saying. So I need to be like immerse
Mhm.
myself into the geek culture.
Yeah, we'll figure out how to set it up one day. It shouldn't be too hard to set it up so we can
I will
live
hold you
stream
to
some
that.
Smash Brothers. Yeah.
And
I've
you
not
guys-
played it in a long time,
Whoops.
and I didn't really like the newest version of it, but I still think I can beat Dylan.
Is Smash
I don't think
Brothers
so.
like Mario and
Mhm.
them?
Yeah, it's like a fighting game, but with Mario characters.
Okay.
Mario characters and one Minecraft character.
Well, Nintendo characters, but Minecraft's not really a Nintendo franchise, right? Yeah, it's sort of its own thing. They just license it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know about any of that.
Do you remember Donkey Kong?
I know Donkey Kong. I used to play that on my Atari.
Yeah, he's.
Oh my gosh, that's what we should
Donkey
do to torture
Kong's on it?
Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
We should get one of those
Get-
old Ataris.
Get
and
Dylan to play old video games that were just infuriatingly hard.
yeah.
Or like Pioneer Trail or whatever.
Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
No, not necessarily Oregon Trail. That's real old. I was thinking more like the classic arcade games like Donkey Kong. where
Yes.
you
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man, just ripping your hair out because you think you're going to do it and you just
And then it's
keep
like-
dying at the
Yeah.
same spot over again.
I've played
and you have to
Why
start all over.
do I get hit by the same barrel? I know it's coming.
have you played like actual
I've played
OG
Dr.
Donkey Kong?
Mario, and I think I played that. Yeah, because I think I played a game called Jumpman.
Okay, so that may have been the original Donkey Kong. So Mario was the character that you played in the original Donkey Kong was called Jumpman, but that character evolved into Mario.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you may have. I mean, I've never seen the game actually called Jumpman. There may have been
I think
some
it was
other
at
spinoff.
the skating rink. They had it, and I was just over there jumping,
Maybe.
dodging them barrels.
And then he mentioned Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario is kind of like Tetris.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you seen we're out of
Fun.
time, but have you seen the trailer for the Tetris movie?
No.
Oh gosh,
It's really good. This is gonna be a great movie.
There's a movie about Tetris.
I think it is a like exaggerated retelling of the true story of how Nintendo licensed Tetris. So Tetris was invented by someone in the Soviet Union.
Okay.
And at the time, basically, the government owned everything.
Yes.
So Nintendo had to license Tetris from the Soviet government. And it's the story of how they did that. And I had read about this before, and it is a super interesting story.
Gotcha.
But it is this sort of like heightened, exaggerated, stylized kind of retelling of that story. And it looks like a really good movie.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, and I've heard Cocaine Bear is really good.
I'm going to see that soon.
Dude, that's going to be, I don't know. It's like bittersweet because I feel like, it's just, this movie's going to be all over the place. But the bear's dead. Like, that's kind of sad.
Yeah, the bear is dead. So when we talked about this when you were on vacation. We maybe mentioned this on the show just real quick because we are out of time. So we read a fact that apparently Waylon Jennings had owned the Cocaine Bear at one point in time. Pablo Escobar.
Yes.
And last night, Shooter Jennings, Waylon Jennings' son, tweeted, "Waylon never owned the damn Cocaine Bear. Stop saying that."
Stop it.
So I'm really curious what the actual story behind that is now. Is it a complete fabrication? If so, why?
Why would you make that up?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So that just makes me all the more interested in it.
It is kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. All right. Well, have a wonderful weekend, everyone. We thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks to our friends from Chillicothe for coming in, talking about the Beverly Hillbillies production they have coming up here pretty soon. So enjoy some, moderate weather this weekend. And we'll see you right back here on Monday with some news, and we look forward to it. So have a great weekend. Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.
This just in.
The Telegram News has a new website.
thetelegramnews.com.
Same dedicated coverage.
Same trustworthy news with a brand new look.
Covering Jackson and Benton counties and surrounding areas.
Locally owned and operated, thetelegramnews.com has its finger on the pulse of the community.
Stay up to date on local events, high school sports, and breaking news.
thetelegramnews.com.
Subscribe today at thetelegramnews.com.
Check it out.